Hey everyone, this is Sid and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video like ever, and I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my latest PC build in 2025. This is my primary computer. I'm going to be taking you through some of the components, a little bit about my desk setup and what all went into building a PC like this. So first, starting with the monitor, it's an MSI G27 for QPX. It's a 2K panel. It's an amazing display. The moment I took it out of the box, I immediately fell in love with it. It's super crisp and it has great depth. It's also a 240 Hz panel. It pairs really well with the GPU, which is our Nvidia GPU. I'll talk about that in a bit. So it's a good panel if you're looking for a monitor. Definitely recommend it. Adjacent to this, I also have the Dell 1080p panel. I use it sometimes for programming, which is a good display to have, pairing with the main primary monitor. On the desk, you will find that I have this Keychron V2. It's a keyboard that I got 2 years ago, and it functions really well. I customized it with the Milky Yellow Pro switches, great key switches, very talky as a sound. It's due for an upgrade this year, so I'm going to be upgrading this soon. Maybe I'll make a video about that as well. And I also have the MX Master 3S. This is my primary mouse for programming, gaming, and many other things. So that's the mouse we have. I also have a Razer headset for gaming. Talking about our PC, which is the main component here that you guys are here for, I guess. And first say hi to the androids and our Ezio, who is ready to assassinate from the ledge. Our PC is a full NZXT build, or let's say like 75% NZXT build. I chose this build because I thought this looks great, and I every time I look at it, it's just amazing to see. It's a good item in the house, good conversation starter. People ask like, okay, wow, this is a good PC. And I've chosen a lot of components from NZXT, so let me take you through each of them one by one. Starting with our first component, we have our NZXT H6 Flow for the case. Now this case I went with because it has dual chambers. It has this slightly angular design, as you can see from the fans that are here, and I can show this maybe from this angle. So it's slightly slanted from one side, and there are great many videos detailing this case, so I'm not gonna get in depth into it. I found a bunch of YouTube videos which were helpful, but I want to show you my overall setup here. So the case is from NZXT and it is in all white configuration. I also chose the RGB for the front panel fans, so you get choices between wanting white fans, the RGB fans. If you're into the black layout, black case, then it also has the same, so I went with the white one. Along with it, I had to purchase 3 fans for the cooling. So I have 2 fans at the bottom, which are in the 140 specification, and at the back side, which is in the rear mount, it's 120 fan. And along with it, the other NZXT piece here, the component, is this NZXT Kraken 360. This is the non-elite version. It is not the elite version. So the difference between the elite version and the non-elite version is this non-elite version has a smaller display, although I find that it just looks good, so I just went with it. It was also much more reasonable in terms of pricing, so just for a full all circular display, I didn't want to invest too much money into it. But the rest of the hardware of this Kraken is the same. So the elite and the non-elite versions both have the same pump, the same radiator. So that's up to you. If you want a nicer display, go for the elite one. And then what we have from NZXT is a whole bunch of RGB controllers, which are on the back side of the case. And what they allow us to do is they allow us to configure these fans. So we have about 9 fans. The bottom fans are in intake, so they are going to take in air, and the side mounted fans on the chassis, they are also in intake. So we have 5 fans taking in air, and the 4 fans, 3 of which are on the AIO and 1 on the back mount, are in exhaust. So the PC is going to take air from the front and the bottom, and it's gonna let out the hot air from the top and the back, and that is our airflow for this PC. I would ask of you guys, if you are building this PC, to look into some of the airflow videos from other YouTubers. Now, I don't have a smoke machine, neither am I interested in blasting my PC with a smoke machine or a smoke gun or any of that things to demonstrate the airflow, but some of the other YouTubers have done a great job at detailing the airflow and the different fan configurations you can go for. I would say that try to go for this configuration in fan setup, because there are a couple of things. So first thing is definitely use the top mounted fans, don't side mount them, because there is this video from Gamer Nexus and they showcase how some AIOs, they can have about 2% or 5% air in them along with the liquid, and depending on how you mounted your radiator, there can be air either in the exhaust units of the radiator, or air can be trapped inside the AIO pump itself, and that would lead to improper cooling. So mounting it at the top, it ensures that whatever air we have, whatever percentile of it, actually just remains in the radiator itself, and then we don't have any gurgling sound or any performance hits due to the CPU, right? So you can do that, and be careful about this while you mount your radiator and deciding the orientation for it. The second thing is mounting the AIO exhaust in this top panel helps, because the hot air is lighter than the cool air, and so it's bound to rise. So we want to exhaust everything from the bottom intake towards the top intake, and away from the radiator to the top of the PC. So this works best, so do not put it in an intake one. A lot of people do that, and again, it's highly opinionated, depends on the build, but for this build, if you're going for NZXT H6 Flow, this is the best one. Let's talk about the CPU that we have. So underneath this AIO, I have the CPU, which is a Ryzen 9 9900X. It's a CPU from AMD. The top clock, boost clock, is 5.6 and 4.4 at the base, and we have about 12 cores and 24 threads, and it's a dual die setup. So some gamers don't like this, but I think it's a balance between productivity and gaming, and I really like this CPU. It's a no-brainer. Actually, it performs really well, closer to your X3D CPUs as well, and I have gamed on the multiple AAA titles, and I have found this CPU to be taking everything like a champ, provided that it's cool enough. So I have not seen the CPU go beyond you can say like 70 degrees. I think 75 I observed while I ran Cinebench. So this AIO is working really well. You can set up the fan curve to either liquid or the CPU temperature. That's completely your choice. So that's our CPU. It's an AMD CPU, Ryzen 9900X. Alongside the CPU, you will see that I have two RAM sticks, which are the Corsair Vengeance DDR5 RAM, and this is from an older build, but if you want to buy all white RAM, you can go for that. And I have set them up in this A2 and B2 slots. Try to set them up like this. The motherboard guide will help you figure that out. It's a good RAM. It's two sticks of 32 GB, so that's 64 GB RAM in total in our build, and I've set them up in A2 and B2 so that they're away from the AIO and they have some space in between, and that they cool a little bit as well, being away from each other. Although the temperatures are really nominal, I haven't observed any thermal throttling or any kind of high temperatures with this CPU and the RAM as well. For the GPU, I have the RTX 5070 Ti, which is the latest 50 series graphic card from Nvidia. It's made by Zotac, and this is the Zotac Amp Infinity Extreme. So it's factory overclocked, about I think 35 MHz. I think it's overclocked. It's a stunning GPU. I looked at many GPUs that I could buy in the 5070 Ti series, and I found that the ones from Zotac were built the best. They had like this nice tanky quality to them, and the metal and everything is just like really good. As you can see, it's like a very well made GPU. The components are amazing, and it has this like gunmetal finish with this gold side finish, but it looks really well in the entire chassis, as you can see, right? Like some people might prefer like a white graphic card, and I kind of wanted to buy a white graphic card, but then when I laid my eyes on this one with its 3 RGB zones and decent price given 2025, I chose this one. It's also set to this RGB configuration where, because the GPU is inactive, it's doing this glide effect, and we'll talk about the RGB setup in a little bit. The main point of this GPU is this front panel, which is the infinity mirror, and it does this nice shimmer effect, as you can see, and it's hollow from the inside, so it feels like it's like some chamber, like a spaceship, and I really like it. I think it's a very good front, for a GPU. And if you have this nice NZXT case, then it looks amazing, combined with this GPU. So that's our GPU. For the motherboard, I have the X870 Aorus Elite. It's a Wi-Fi 7 motherboard. It's called Ice because it's all white. With the RGBs you can't see this, but it's completely white, silvery white, and it's from Gigabyte. I wanted to choose some specific motherboard for this that had all white color and also had the latest features, the good chipset, and the X870 series are amazing motherboards right now. So this is the motherboard with this build, and it's a good motherboard. So you can pair it with your CPU and GPU, and it looks good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you through some of the other color setups that I have and some that ship with the NZXT CAM software. So the first one, it's called NZXT Purple. So let's see how does that look. So this is the NZXT Purple, all purple, and in person it does look very different, I must say that. Like the camera does not do any justice to our setup here, although it tries to capture it the best. But this is the NZXT Purple. What else do we have? We also have Spectrum Wave. So let's see Spectrum Wave. This is full RGB, full blasting colors if you're into that. And the other one is called Vapor Wave. So this is all blue, very similar to the one that we have set as default. The other one is called Red Alert. So it does this kind of alert like a siren. So that's Red Alert. And then the one that we have is also simple, plain white. So if you're into a very simple setup, white setup, this is how it looks. And of course you can turn the brightness of this as much as you'd want. So this is with me adjusting the brightness slider. Now going back to our setup, so this one is called a dynamic setup, and why I call this dynamic is because I have set up some of the color configurations for this RGB in the cam to react to the CPU and GPU temperature. So as you can see, the top fans are slightly yellow, although the camera is not capturing the exact shade, but it looks really good, like this teal and pastel yellow mixing together. And this is based on the CPU temperature. So the CPU temperature, if it goes high, it might even turn like this nice orange color. And the same for the graphic card as well. The graphic card also has an active and an ideal profile, and I will show that to you in a moment. Our RAM is also following the same. It follows the setup from iQOO, which is also based on the temperature that we have monitoring that we have set up from the CPU. So this is how you can achieve something using whatever kind of things you want to observe and set up your RGB setup as well. Let's talk about the Zotac setup. So I have Zotac open here, and Zotac is the software that comes with this graphic card because it's Zotac graphic card. Here you can see the GPU fully engaged and ideal, like something is happening now, it let go, it's ideal, and in idle mode it just does this glide effect. You have a whole bunch of standard and animated effects to choose from like this, and that's completely up to your choice and aesthetic. And like you have 3 zones. So you have the Zotac gaming logo, You also have the lighting strip under the GeForce RTX logo, and you have the really cool infinity mirror that we saw, and you can set up whatever colors you want. You can also set up some kind of OC from Firestorm if you are not using the MSI Afterburner, so you can set it from here. In my OC test for the Zotac 5070 Ti, I think it can go closer to 2.9 gigahertz or 3 gigahertz even, because it's cooled so well. I tried running the OC scanner with Zotac Firestorm and it could take that much. So safely you can say I can set up somewhere close to like at least 2 to 300 megahertz up in terms of core clock speed, and I can definitely overclock it. I'm choosing not to do so immediately because most of my games run fine at 2K and 240 Hz, and I am having no problems running anything at all in this graphic card. But if you want to overclock it, you can overclock it. And because this GPU is made so well from Zotac, you can expect like high quality from it as well. Like I seriously doubted Zotac, but then like when I saw this graphic card and I saw some of the reviews, and it just looked really good, and it's built really well as well. It's like a baby RTX 5080. You can go for a 5080 as well. But the difference between 5080 versus 5070 Ti, you are getting only close to like 15% in terms of performance, while costing you nearly 1.5x the price. Now that's up to you, and with an overclock on this, you can actually achieve a clock speed higher than the 5080 as well, and it will work amazingly with enough cooling, like you can see that we have here in our entire build. I hope this video was helpful and you are able to take some inspiration from my build, and I hope it was informative. This was my first video, so thank you for watching it. And if you have any questions about this PC or any of the components that are used in this PC, definitely drop a comment below and I'll be happy to answer it.